the EFF's stance on where the money should come from if there is a whole of 13.8 billion rand?
No, thank you very much, and greetings to the viewers at home. So we're here as the intervening party in this matter because we've got constituency to report to. We've got the people of South Africa to protect from exploitation. You are correct. And VAT is a regressive tax. We've put forward proposals, even in the committee, even through a letter to Treasury and to the ANC, on various proposals that we would want to get funding from. Look, the minister says he's short of 28 billion rands on his budget. That's why he's increasing the VAT. But VAT will not give him 28 billion. It will give him 13.5 billion. So he'll still be short. But we are saying to him, actually, you don't even need that. One, you need to tax the rich. The corporate tax was at some point 29%. It was dropped down to 27%. We're asking him, take it up back to 29%. It's not true that these companies are not making money. They are making money. The issue is illicit financial flows. It's underreporting of the profits, and. We've now given more money to SARS. So SARS should be able to go and get that money. By the way, SARS says that 800 billion rands that is out there that they can collect. So even if SARS was to get just 10% of that, that will solve the minister's problem. So the problem is not that there are no other avenues. The problem is the minister is scared to touch the rich. That's one point. The second point is introduce wealth tax. There's a lot of trust that's sitting with luxury properties that are not being taxed. But they use those portfolios to go and ask for loans in the banks. It's allowed. And by the way, the banks knows those portfolios. So they are known by the bank, those portfolios, because the banks are now able to use those properties to lend money to these owners. They have not been taxed. 3, there's apartheid inheritance. Introduce apartheid tax of everybody who inherited wealth in this country during apartheid, when you know what happened to our people. That will give you far much more money than the 28 billion you're looking for. But what the easy target is the poor. I mean, currently we can't afford to put bread on the table. Imagine with the 0.5 VAT increase, our people will literally die of poverty. This triple operation of poverty, inequality, unemployment is just going to be worse and worse off. So that is our plea to the minister. They did not listen to us in the committee. They even went to unprocedurally adopt the report, illegally so. We wrote to the speaker to bring the matter to her attention to say, this has been done in a wrong way. So the issue here is, and that's the message we are giving to the ANC, the ANC needs to stomach the fact that they did not win the majority this time around. For the past 6 administrations, they've enjoyed the majority in Parliament. This 7th administration, the last elections, saw the ANC going below the 50% majority. And therefore, they are not the majority party. They can't do things as if they're still the majority. In the past, they used to know that they've got more members in the committee. Whatever happens, they will still pass the budget. But this time around, they should have known that there are parties now, because it was a tie in the committee. Had the Action SA not sold out, the ANC would not have passed this budget. So we said to them, the Money Bills Act is very clear. It says that at the beginning of the meeting, there must be a clear statement of whether you are accepting or amending the fiscal framework and revenue proposals. The chairperson refused to listen to us. But what is more interesting is that throughout the day, all committee members were actually amending the fiscal framework and the revenue proposal. Only at the end, when the chairperson realizes that he made a big mistake because there's been amendments that has been made to the report, and it means that the committee is going to adopt the amend verdict, then he realized that he's in a tight corner. And then he adjourned the meeting. He refused to give a chance to the Parliamentary Budget Office to speak, because I think they were going to advise that, look, where we are now, because it was already late, it was around 2 o'clock, from the morning, this report has actually been amended. So there's no basis for you to say you are accepting.
The DA is not only wanting to interdict the imminent VAT hike, but also the constitutionality of the process. Is that something that you guys are also fighting? What are the key principles that the EFF has brought to the High Court today?
So our point is the Money Bills Act law was not followed throughout the process, because it's very clear, and I had to read it on record also in Parliament. It says you either amend or you accept. So you can't accept and then amend. So you can't say, which is what the Action SA did. Initially they were saying, we're accepting but we're amending. When we brought it to their attention in the committee, they realized that no. Then the chairperson adjourned the meeting and went for 2 hours, came back and said, no, we're accepting but making recommendations. It's baseless. There's no provision for that in the law. You can't say you accept something, but yet you are making recommendations. Those recommendations are not binding. And that's why the Minister of Finance went out to say, even the ANC is saying, those recommendations are non-binding. They're right. They are non-binding. You are just blowing hot air. The truth is the procedure was illegal. And that's what we pointed out in the committee. So we're here as the EFF, as an intervening party, to bring about pertinent facts that happened on that day that led to where we are today. And we're hoping that the court will listen to us and we will win this case and stop the halt, or rather halt the increase of VAT on the 1st of May, but also then send back the report to the committee to restart the process from scratch.
If you guys lose, what will you do?
So if we lose, if the court rules in the favor of the minister, the VAT is going up on the 1st of May. 0.5% VAT is going up on the 1st of May. But what is more interesting is that there's still appropriations. So the matter must still, remember we're voting for the fiscal framework and revenue proposals, not the actual appropriations of the monies. So the appropriations committee will have to sit. And let's see what Action SA, BOSA and Rise Mzansi, who claim that they were misled to believe that the minister can actually do anything. As things stands, BOSA, Action SA, Rise Mzansi, PAC and all those who voted in favor of the fiscal framework and revenue proposal, they voted for the increase of VAT. It must be clear out there. Those parties voted for the increase of VAT. So they can't claim that, no, the minister said he's going to look for other avenues. There's no legality in that. There's no legal basis for that. That's why the minister is very clever to say, no, maybe in the next year we'll look into it. Because he knows that for this year, the case is closed. It's going to increase the VAT. So if the court does not rule in our favor, 1st of May, the VAT is increasing. But we'll catch the ANC in the appropriations. And that's what we're saying. BOSA, Action SA, and Rise Mzansi, they must now come because they are the ones who made the ANC to pass this thing. Action SA was a deciding vote in that committee when we were sitting on the 2nd of April. So they decided to vote with the ANC. Let's see now, because they are claiming that the VAT will not increase. When the VAT kicks in on the 1st of May, and we are coming to Parliament to vote on appropriations, let's see what BOSA will do. BOSA will do, Rise Mzansi will do, and Action SA will do. So if there are truth in their saying that they don't want a VAT increase, which they voted for, by the way, let's catch them at appropriations. The ANC will not pass the appropriations.
Thank you very much.